guys, Trent Moore back here again. But I know what you're probably thinking, what in the world, Trent? What's going on with your deal? What's going on with life? How's life going? But I want to talk about something. All right, I want to talk about something that is going to be very, very quick, very, very minor. But what I'm going to talk about is actually very recent, very relevant. Now you're probably wondering, what in the world am I going to talk about? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to talk about voting. Now, well, let me just wipe this smudge off my camera. Well, actually, it wasn't a smudge. It was in the way of a piece of wood. But I want to talk about voting, all right? Now, voting is something that can be seen in a democracy. And if you look at the U.S. is kind of a democracy, and then it has some elements of being a republic. So, the U.S. is overall, it's a country. But it has those elements of a republic, and of a democracy. But you kind of see this through voting. Now, voting is simply something that we do. Every now and then. President is elected every 4 years, for example. But right now, we've been seeing things like the election for Senate. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and so we've been seeing Marsha Blackburn and Phil Bredesen. But then for our governor, we've seen Carl Dean and we've seen Bill Lee. And so the reason why voting matters so much is because it contributes to the idea of political efficacy. Now, political efficacy is essentially the people's trust in the government, and not only their trust in the government, but like how much they are actually participating in the politics or within the government in some type of way. And voting is a way, all right? Because voting is something that is so important to do. And you might be wondering, well, why is that? Well, voting is literally this a process of electing or choosing. If you don't know what the word means, to elect means essentially just to choose. All right. And so we do that pretty often, every now and then, as I stated earlier. And so the reason why it matters so much is because the election is literally in the hands or the votes of the people or the citizens. So when you turn 18, you'll be able to vote. I forgot what amendment it is. If you guys don't know, I actually took AP Government as a freshman in high school, so that's why I'm kind of familiar with these things, but I forgot what amendment it is that allows you to vote at 18. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this was because when you turn 18, you're gonna have the opportunity to vote. And I already know some people that are 18 or just turned 18, and they just voted. And the reason why it feels so good to vote is not only because it's something that mainly adults do and that you probably wanted to do, and you've known about ever since you were under 18, it's just something that allows you to really feel like you are involved and like you really matter to the government. And that's not only one reason why it's important. It's literally important because it's literally in the fate of the people. So you make a difference. Even though you're just one vote, you are making a big difference in the results of the election. And that's why it matters so much. Because, like I said, the election is literally in the hands of the people. For example, the Senate. The Senate, when it comes to us, for Nashville, Tennessee, our member to the Senate is either going to be Marsha Blackburn or Phil Bredesen. And it just matters based on how, the Tennesseans vote. But, at the other end, because the governor does not rule over multiple parts of the country, a governor only rules over that state that they are part of or that they are been elected to. For us, it's between Carl Dean and Bill Lee. And so, if somebody votes here, votes there, they're going to affect the polls in some type of way. And that's why also Election Day is such an exciting day for certain people, such as news reporters, because it's just interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how the things turn out to be. And so that's why not only political efficacy is a thing and why it matters, but and I'm sorry the video just messed up. But, voting is something that, like I say, when you turn 18, you're going to get the opportunity to do. And I definitely recommend it because you are making a big impact in the country, in the health of the country, the state of the country. And when I say the state of the country, I mean the condition of the country, not like a state out of the country. I'm talking about the state or the condition of the country. You are making that difference. And so that's why voting is such an important thing. And that's why when you turn 18, that's why voting is urged to those who have just turned 18, because this is something that they've never been able to do until now and until they turn 18. So, yeah, just Trent Moore back here again. And if you just turned 18, get out there and vote. But if you haven't turned 18, continue to wait and be patient. But if you're obviously above 18, just continue to vote. because it matters and it makes a big impact, even though it's such a small decision. But it's a big decision at the end of the day. But it's Trey Moore back here again. I'll see you guys later. Peace.